Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to look at the point of intersection between vehicles and IK. Vehicles and core are already very cool, but if you pay close attention, you can see the character's hands are not quite gripping the steering wheel. Also, the posture is a bit rigid and the feet are clipping through a little bit. It's quite easy to fix this with IK. IK stands for Inverse Kinematics, which is the fancy name for a bunch of complicated math. Thankfully, we don't have to do any of that math. One of the last patches added a set of really useful IK tools, so let's take a look. I'm here in Core and I started from a blank project. I did add a couple of scripts that we're going to take a look at real quick. First thing I want to do is add the go-kart vehicle. So I'm searching core content for vehicle, and here's the advanced go-kart. I'm going to drop that in and move it over a little bit because the spawn point is here. If I press V, I can see the player spawn point. I don't want them to overlap. Next thing I want to do is increase the size of this floor as I'm going to drive around, and I don't want to fall off so easily. Let's give it a go. There we are. This is the out-of-the-box go-kart. Now, if I were using one of the other vehicles like the pickup truck or the police car, the character's animation wouldn't really be a problem because you wouldn't be able to see the character right there inside the vehicle in a third-person driving mode. But here with the go-kart is pretty obvious. And this is really easy to fix, so let's do that. First thing I want to fix about the car is the steering wheel. So without worrying too much about the character yet, what I want to do first is I want the steering wheel to turn left and right in conjunction with the wheels. What you're going to see is that, well, the way we're actually solving this problem is not that the character is turning the steering wheel, but it's the steering wheel that is turning the character. And you're going to see what I mean in just a minute. So we can just click here on the steering wheel to find it in the hierarchy. I'm going to right click and say deinstance object. So we're going to go here into this script and we're going to add the steering wheel script as a child of the steering wheel. Let me open that up and you can take a look and write this down while I explain it real quick. So at the top, we're just importing one of the custom properties. Here is just a reference to one of the wheels that we're going to assign. So we need to be able to grab that in order to turn the steering wheel. And then this is how much the steering wheel is going to turn in relationship to the wheel. So you can tune this number up or down to get a bigger or larger turn on the steering wheel in relationship to the wheels. And then here in the tick, which happens every frame, we're just taking the angle of the wheel, a small optimization, and so we don't have to do it if it didn't change. And then we're normalizing in case the angle flips above or below 180 degrees. The rotation object does that, so we just fix that here. And then we apply that to the steering wheel. So we modify the rotation of the steering wheel as a function of the wheel's angle. So let me go ahead and assign this custom property. With the script selected, I am going to drag the front left wheel here and then rename the property to wheel because that's what the script was expecting right there. And if I did everything correctly, this should just work. So let's try it. So there we go. The wheels are turning and the steering wheel is turning with them. Pretty cool. So I just had to add the script and hook up one of the wheels and I was done. Now, let's add the IK. Here in core content, search for IK anchor. And there's this object right here. We're going to add a copy of it here under the steering wheel. We actually want this object to move with the steering wheel as the steering wheel rotates. It's a child of the steering wheel, so it'll rotate with it. We're going to add two copies, one for the left hand, one for the right hand. And they're invisible right now. You need to press V in order to see them. So we're going to, this one says left hand, and then this one here in the properties, change it to right hand. And then I'm going to also select them and change their editor visibility to always visible so I can see both at the same time, even if they're not selected. I'm going to rotate them. And then position them on either side. Oh, I think I did the wrong one. Yeah, this one is the left hand and this one is the right hand. Not a problem. Let's rotate around to get a better sense. You usually want to look from other angles when you're positioning things in 3D. And you can press T to toggle between world space and local space when moving things. Helps in a lot of cases. So we're just going to take our best guess as to how we want the character to grip, and then we can tune it to get it perfect. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to spend a lot of time tuning it, but you can polish this rotation very finely and try, different variations to see how the grip looks very nicely. The next thing we want to do is take the script VehicleDrivingIK. This is a much simpler script. I'll give you a second. You can pause the video and copy it down. And add a copy of that under each of these. And you're done. You hit play. And now we should have the character's hands turning with the steering wheel, as you can see. Now, it's not perfect. It's a little funny. It has this problem with the elbow that we're going to fix. And this is a problem with the math, because the mathematics behind this doesn't understand the constraints of the elbow. It doesn't have any knowledge about physiognomy, anatomy. So we need to give it a little more information in order to fix this issue. Also, this hand right here is a little funny. So they're both kind of an issue with the elbow. The elbow is too high, it's raised up. So we're going to lower it for this guy and then pull it out for that one. And that property is this aim offset right here. So press F to focus and we zoom in a bit. If we increase this value, it goes forward, so we decrease it. I think -20 is what I used last time. And this does not have to be exact at all. You just kind of have to roughly put it somewhere. You can see how high the elbows are aiming. So one of the things I want to do actually is rotate these hands a little bit more like this. Be a little more natural. And then we can lower the grip as well. The elbow. Right -10. I'll give that a shot, see what happens. It's already much better. I mean, this is already useful. And like I said, you can tune this, you can move the hands in a little bit more so they're closer to the wheel. There is this problem with a pop, so the elbow pops. And what's happening here is that because of the posture of the character, where how the back is angled, the point of the IK hand is too far away from the shoulder. So it causes this pop in the elbow, and the hand actually moves away from the steering wheel a little bit if you pay close attention. So what we're going to do is add an IK for the butt. It's called the pelvis. We add another IK anchor here, and this one we don't want it to be a child of the steering wheel. We want it to be outside, above the steering wheel right there. This one we choose pelvis. F to focus and move it up. Just going to take a guess, put it right there, and I think it's actually the other way around, but we're going to see. Wait, I forgot to add the script. So if you don't add the script, it doesn't do anything. The script is what binds it to the player as the player enters the vehicle. There we go. So the legs are the other way around because the pelvis is rotated. So that's not what we want at all. So just rotate that 180 degrees. There we go. And I actually want to tilt it forward a bit more so the body is tilted forward. We'll see how that looks. It's a lot of experimentation, so I tilted it way too much. Maybe it's just a little tilt. Or no tilt at all, I don't know. That's pretty good. Let's do one more tweak. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. You see the elbow isn't popping anymore. That's what we wanted. And the issue now is that the feet are clipping all the way through the ground because the pelvis is rotated forward in relationship to the way it was in the past previously. The feet naturally get pushed down because we haven't added IK for the feet yet. So let's do that. We're going to add 2 IK feet to those little pads right here, and the feet will glue to that spot. So 2 more IK anchors also outside. And don't forget the script. And these 2 are going to be feet. This one is the left foot. That one is right foot. Press V to see them. And I'm going to do that change where they're always visible. It also looks like we got to rotate these 180 degrees. Left foot, right foot. I'll rotate them back like this. Different character skins have different foot sizes, so I think that's why this guide is so large. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. Let's just hit play and see what happens. So again, the same elbow issue we had is with the knees, right? The equation doesn't know which way the knee is supposed to go. But the feet are glued to the spot that we wanted. So that's already pretty good. We just need to adjust the knees now. So let's do +20. And then for the left one, I want to pop the knee to the left. And then the way you know is this axis right here. You see the green axis? So I want to move it to the left. That's negative y. Y is green here. So if I go negative, it goes to the left like that. So I went -9, and then this one I'm going to go +9, the opposite direction. And like I said, for the elbows, this does not have to be exact at all where the knee is supposed to be. It's just a guide to show the general direction where you want it. So the elbow is clipping through the knee when the arm rotates. So I'm going to spread the legs a little bit more and I'm done. So maybe just 10 or 11 on those will do the trick. So yeah, now it's not clipping as much anymore. So that's pretty good. Let's take it for a spin and see how it looks. Pretty neat. So yeah, the last thing I would do here is just adjust the angle of the hands, which are the most obvious problem. The feet and the pelvis are pretty good. You could try different pelvis rotations as well, tilt her a little bit more. And you could actually add a little more scripting to animate the pelvis back and forth as the character kind of gets like more focused. When it goes into a curve, it could tilt forward just a little bit, like a fraction of a degree. And it could be a pretty cool additional polish that you can do. And that's all for this video. So we're going to continue looking at these types of systems and how they can combine and improve for your game. See you next time.